everybody. I've tried to make sure, well, first things first. Hi, welcome to my Flosstube channel. I am Amy of Amy J's Creations, and this is Flosstube number 34. Okay, so I noticed way too late that in my last video, I left the bathroom door open. So I'm trying to make sure that my background this time is much more pleasing to the eye. Let's just put it that way. A little quilt I whipped up with some fabric scraps that my former neighbor shared with me. She has sadly for me, happily for her, has retired to Italy. And so I no longer get her beautiful, gorgeous scraps to play around with. She sews she made like pillows or something, and she would give me like these giant scrap pieces left of just, as you can see, gorgeous material. So I turned this into a little baby top quilt, but it's not like quilted, it's just the top. Anyway, that's the background. Okay, so what have I been up to? Well, I am very proud of myself. I have gotten much done, many things. One of which, I'll start with the prettiest thing. They're all pretty, what am I saying? My beautiful dough bowl. Look at it. The only trick is this pillow, this pillow right here. If I can't figure out, because if I put it this way, it covers up the other pillows. And if I put it this way, if you look down into it, you know, you can read it, but it's upside down. But I don't know. My husband's like, you're done with pillows now, right? Well, I'm done with these pillows. I'm not done with all pillows. And I did go ahead, so let me take out the ones that I fully finished. There is this one. And I did decide to go ahead and add this white fluffy stuff around two of the pillows. So there's this one, which is a Lizzie Kate pattern, free. There's this one that I believe is also a Lizzie Kate, and the charm on there, the heart charm, is one I found near a lake in the Cotswolds. It's the lake where they filmed several of the scenes in Harry Potter. Like when he's flying on Buckbeak over the lake, that was filmed there. And this was sitting on a bench, all forlorn, and so I took it and sewed that on. And this pillow was finished previously, but I decided to add white onto it because out of all, it was the smallest and it had the least, it didn't have any white. So I decided to add that on there. And then this is, oh, here's the other pillow that I showed you stitched but not finished last time. Another one of those freebies from all the pandemic stuff. So many of the beautiful, wonderful designers created a bunch of cute, fun, uplifting, encouraging, positive free patterns for people to stitch. Very nice. So that is in there. The reason I have this little pillow behind the slightly bigger one is simply because I wanted the white to be separated. So it's more visually pleasing when you walk past. So those were my fully finished objects. Then, did I finish both my whipcoes? Well, I finished one of them and the other one it's got a good, it's getting there. I forgot to bring over something to hold these up against. And you know what? I am in a compromising position. So I will, let's see here. Here's what I can do. So this is my third and final snowman. Let's see here. You know, you've been doing it for over a year and a half. Still can't get it right all the way. Little snowman charm kit, Mill Hill kit. These were the 3 little kits I found for 75 cents at the thrift store in Utah last summer. Finished those up. I will say, however, that I thought they looked like they were unopened kits. But this one had no white beads included, even though they were called for, as you can see. It had the snowflake charm, but there were no white beads. So I had white beads from the other two kits, and I just used those to bead them. However, I don't know, maybe you can see it here. These beads on this snowman, I was beading them at night watching TV, so the light's not super great, but it's great enough to, stitch with. I didn't notice till I was most of the way done that some of the beads are whiter and some of them have a more cream appearance. Oops. However, I figure once it's on the tree and like fully finished, no one's gonna know. And I don't care. He's done and he's cute. And it's like, it's kind of fitting because the creamier ones are on the bottom. So it's like, that's shading. Yeah, that's shading. So there's that. But it's all done. It just needs to get fully finished. Then my other Whipco number, that was 25, was the one of the preschooler Santas. And I'm doing the 1988 Santa because I graduated in 1988. Okay. It's this Santa right here that I'm going to be finishing. And look how much I already have done of him. I've only been working on him for like 3 days. And 3 evenings, not even 3 days, but 3 evenings. And I've got a lot done. He's on a 40 count, 1/2. And it's some linen I got from Zweigart. When you buy them at the factory, the names are like, I think I mentioned this before, the names are written maybe on the cardboard that the stuff is wrapped around, but I don't know those. I just grab colors. And it's not like she gives me a piece of paper with them. So I don't know. It's Zweigart, 40 count, something, linen. But super cute. He's coming along very well. As you can see, I am from here. Well, as you can see, I'm mostly done. And the border, I am not going to do this border. All the rest of the borders of my Santas just have that single stitch green around. And any others that have a different border, I am changing to the single stitch so that they will be uniform. Because I am all about uniform and everything matching and coordinating and being the same. Symmetry. Oh, love symmetry. Okay, so my other finish, a full finish that I have, that I got to cross off my Whipco, I cannot show you right here. I will put in a picture, and I'm putting in my little wiggly fingers so I know where to put the picture. It's all done. The buttons are sewed on, and I wrapped it up very carefully, put it in a Ziploc baggie, had my daughter wrap some clothes around it and pack it in the middle of her suitcase because I didn't want those ceramic buttons to break. And when she gets to Utah, she's in Utah. She arrives safely. But then she can mail it to my mom from there. We're going to give her a minute because she's still a little jet lagged and catching up with life, but she will mail it for me. And then my mom will have it framed there. But that surely was a true labor of love because it's not something I would have normally stitched, although it's beautiful now that it's done. And yeah, it was kind of tricky because my mom had made some fudges and it was hard trying to figure out how to fix those in, but we got it all done. And I love the fact that my mom worked on it and I worked on it. And eventually when my mother goes to a better place, I will get it back, and that'll just be a fun thing to have that we both worked on it. So, yay! Round of applause, as we used to say in Cub Scouts. I was a den leader with my husband. Okay, so since it's like August 19th, and I've, this guy's almost done, and my other Whipco was almost done, I was like, I can do something that's not on my Whipco board. And I keep seeing on Instagram everybody doing the autumn stamp thing with Pinker and Pumpkin. If I've mentioned her before, Pinker and Pumpkin blog spot. I'll put the link to her blog below. She is an amazing designer who has never been paid a single penny for any of her gorgeous, gorgeous designs. She puts them all free on her blog. Now, that is her personal choice, and I am a beneficiary of it, and I think it's amazing. But I wish there was a way, and I'll have to check out her blog. I don't even think she has like a buy me a coffee link or anything. But this woman needs to be paid for all the joy she has brought into the cross-stitching community. All right, so this is a little Sal that she's doing. There's 9 little adorable autumn designs with the header. And so I decided last night that I was going to do this. So yesterday I've picked out some fabric and I picked out flosses and then I started stitching it, and I've already gotten this much done. I worked on it a little bit this morning as well. I did the apples this morning. There's more to come that's up in here. This fabric is like, I found it at the thrift store, I'm pretty sure. It is a Zweigart originally. It's an Aida cloth. I'm pretty sure it's 14. It might even be 16 count. And I goofed around. I put some leftover black dye that was kind of a greenishy blue on there. And then I coffee tea dyed it. And it sort of, to me, I've never seen murky fabric in real life, to be completely transparent. But from like Michelle McGraw's, made by Michelle McGraw's videos, where she uses murky almost exclusively, this looks very, very close. My own hand-dyed murky. And I thought the autumn colors would work pretty cute on here. And I am using a lot of the called for DMC colors that she recommended. I think her name's Melissa from Pinker and Pumpkin. But I also have this like random flosses with like, I'm pretty sure they're DMC, but like, I don't know what number they are anymore. And I went through and I'm using some of those too. So like this color right here is supposed to be a darker brown, but I had another darker brown, but I didn't have enough to do all of this. Cause like, you know, there's another layer here and whatever. And so I chose a lighter brown because that was a no name. I don't know what color it is that it was in my extra stash, but I had a lot more of it. So that's what I'm using. But there's like apples and there's like a scarecrow and there's some acorns and lots of different little things that she's already come out with. And so I'm just slowly working on that. I have noticed that switching from 40 count of this to 14 count of this. It's like, I worked on this till 3 in the morning. I couldn't sleep for some reason. And so I just kept stitching. And even though I was like tired, I wasn't tired enough to fall asleep. And so I just stitched on this. And it was so easy to see. But that's how I got as far as I did because, 3 in the morning. All right, it might have been 2:30, but I didn't fall asleep until 3. But anyway, but we'll just keep that between us. You don't need to tell my husband. I just quietly snuck into bed. But anyway, there it is. It's super cute, super fun. I'll be working on that. She releases another one of the squares like every day. And like, seriously, 7 of them have already come out, but I'm just now caught up to it. But it's on her blog. It's super cute. Again, free. And so I decided to do that for August. The other thing I am doing, it's not creative at all, although it is requiring some creative thinking. Another one of my friends, so now that we're into, that's all my stitching, folks. So hold on, my feet are falling asleep. So if you're not interested in my personal life, you can move on. But for me, the personal life bits are just as much fun as the stitching. So my friend on Facebook, she's a friend in real life, but she lives far away. So anyway, we communicate on Facebook. She started this August challenge, and she asked anybody who wanted to join her, and I totally did. And it's like a cleaning challenge, and I think I might have mentioned this before, but I'm not sure. So it's like on August 1st, you throw away one thing. On August 2nd, you get rid of 2 things. On August 3rd, you get rid of 3 things. On and on through the month. Okay? And if you, at the end, you have gotten rid of a whole bunch of stuff. I am having the most fun figuring out what things I'm going to throw away that day. It's like open up a random cupboard, like open up the Tupperware cupboard. Hold on, I got to move another foot. There we go. Open up the Tupperware cupboard, cleaned that out and reorganized it and got rid of, weird Tupperware, old Tupperware, Tupperware that I don't know where it came from. It just miraculously appeared in my cupboard one day. People brought me something and didn't want their Tupperware back. That happened once, but I didn't want it either. Or it had no lid, or I had a lid and no bottom, Got rid of stuff like that. Cleaned out my junk cupboard. I had a junk cupboard. Cleaned out several books. Cleaned out some clothes. It's just, and it's like forcing me to, those things where you're like, oh, I'm not emotionally ready to get rid of it. It's like, but I need one more thing. I gotta get my 15 things for today, or my 18 things for today. So just chuck it. It has been so good for me to finally let go of those things. So if you need a jump start of how to kind of declutter, lighten up your lifestyle, try a monthly challenge like that, where like in September or October, you're like, okay, I'm going to get rid of one thing for each, depending on the date of whatever date number the date is. It's a very non-overwhelming. It's not like I'm going to clean out the entire garage, or I'm going to go through my whole all the closets in the whole house. No. You open up a drawer and you find 3 things, but you need 12 things. So then you open up the second drawer and you find 2 more. And then you open up the 4th drawer and then you find a whole bonanza of stuff. And yay, you're done for the day. And you don't need to worry about it. You don't have to go through everything all at once, because the next day you got to find another 16 things. And the day after that, 17 things. So awesome. And we've been posting and encouraging each other, and like, hey, and like one day it was like, I got rid of papers. And it's like, you know what? Oh, and one day I did my emails. Like, I know it's not actually anything actually physical, but my inbox was so full that I could not find information that I knew I had received that I needed, because it was lost in all the emails that I had. So I spent, and it took me a while, delete, to clean out, I don't know, over 1,000 emails that were in my inbox that that I don't need anymore. So that's what I've been doing. My daughter made it safely back. Lufthansa, got her back, no problem. Got her bags came with, nothing was broken, nothing was lost. She's all moved into her new apartment. She started back to work. She had 2 days off, and then to jet lag, get over it. And she started back at work at the Wendy's there on campus. Her classes start on Monday, next Monday. Today is Friday, if you're watching this in the future. And my youngest daughter then starts school as well on Monday here. And my oldest son, we haven't gotten complete confirmation that he's graduated with his bachelor's, but they allowed him to register for his master's classes, and they usually don't let you do that unless you have a bachelor's. So we're pretty sure, but like they're sending him a fancy diploma in September. There's no ceremony, but we're planning to do something of a commemoration for him. So good job for him. And the other 2, my daughter is still working at McDonald's here. She's saving up money. She'd like to go to States to go back to school, but not right now. And that's fine. We're happy to have her home. And my son is also, he's deciding. He can't register for school in America in high school because he's now 18. They said he would have to go to just get his GED, and he doesn't, that's not really ideal. And so he's deciding there's a few things he can do. He has to go for his orientation to the Swiss military at the end of August, but because he has had been treated for depression in the past, he can use that as a way to get out of serving. That's what my older son did. You still have to pay like a nominal fee every month because you're not doing your civic duty. But he could also do civil service if he wanted instead of actual military. But he has to go to the orientation on the base. That's at the end of August. And so he could either do that, he could do civil service, he could go on a mission for our church, he could get a job for a bit here and save up some money and then go on a mission, or try to get into college. Or there's a few colleges, even though I know it sounds weird, but even though he doesn't have a high school diploma, there are a few colleges that we know of that are like community kind of colleges that you can get into without a degree. And then you can, when you have proven that you can do good grades, then you can transfer over to a bigger college. So he has some options. And we're letting him decide. We've laid them all out. And sorry, there's like something in my eye, a little hair or something. We're letting him decide. And again, I'm happy to have him home until he's ready to know what he's going to do. And as for us, my husband and I, we're happy. Work is great. I went back to work just on Monday, first time in 6 weeks, because we're closed during summer vacation. But the last week before summer vacation ends for the school kids, we are open on Monday and Saturday, and I happen to work both days. So I go back on Monday for the first time, and there was just people after people after people, because it was the first day we'd been open in 4 weeks. And so that was kind of fun to have lots of people, because the last few times I worked before summer vacation, nobody came into the library. It was super boring. And so I much prefer when people come in. And, but I was super nervous because I'm like, every time after I've been on vacation for a while, not working for a while, it's always like, am I going to remember how to do everything? And I did. It did take a minute. Once it was like, wait, what am I supposed to? Oh yeah. That worked. You know, kind of that thing where it's like your mind's like, you start to automatically do it, and then you're like, wait, do I actually know what I'm doing? No, I don't. But I did this time. So that was fun. And loved hearing everybody's travel stories and how they're, what happened with them. So yeah, and we've been watching the TV show Shetland. And we are now like, we want to move there so bad. So bad. Like retire there. Not right now, but we would love, and maybe not even permanently, but maybe permanently. Oh, it's so beautiful. And the weather, it's always just a little cool and a little windy, which is what I just love. I have not liked this hot summer. Today it's raining, which is great, but, and cool. And we actually got cold last night because there was a breeze and it was raining, and we had all the windows open to cool out the house. Oh, that was lovely. It seems like the planet's getting warmer and warmer and warmer, and I'm just going to have to keep moving north and further north, because I am not a warm girl. Because if it's cold, you put on another sock, you put on a sweater, you get under a blankie. If it's hot, you're just hot. Blah, blah. Oh, and Stitch Basel is moving forward. Dutch Mania is the weekend before, and then Stitch Basel is the weekend after in September. I should know this. September 14th and 15th, 16th, something like that, in 2023. And so we are hoping Dutch Mania in the Netherlands with Pam and Steph, it's got a whole bunch of Americans signed up for it. And so we are hoping that they would love to then, since they're already in Europe, come down to Switzerland and join our retreat too. What a fun way to see Europe through cross-stitch retreats. And Stitch Ilonka has, which if you're not watching her, she does them in German. She does one video in German, and then shows the same stuff in English. So if you don't speak German, it's okay. You can still watch her. She's amazing. And she has organized a few like mini, just like day-long things with some people up in northern Germany. And we're hoping that she can build that into a bigger one, because then it's like people have options, right? And they can go there. We've had this like famine of cross-stitch funness here in Europe, and to see the mainland Europe, England's got a few retreats. Although still not anything like the States does. And so like to have options, this is awesome. This is so fun. Love it, love it, love it. So, yeah, I will put the link to the Stitch Basel Facebook page. We are not taking signups right now. What we're asking you to do is just fill up if you're interested, kind of like put on the waiting list. And then when we have everything finalized, which we are going to meet, Dawn and I, Frosty X Stitch, are going to also watch and follow her. Most of you probably already do. In fact, I think she gave me most of my new viewers, and Stitchy Lanka too. Thank you. But we're going to check out the venue next Thursday. We want to be sure there's enough lighting for good stitching. So, and it's if it works out with the lighting, it's going to be gorgeous and a good price. So we'll be able to do a price competitive retreat for you guys. So I will link the Facebook page to that. And I guess that's it for now. Thank you again to my new subscribers, and big hearts and hugs to my loyal followers who have been here from the very beginning. I love the fact that I have stitchy friends. I absolutely love it. And my family does too, because I can go on and on and on to you guys about this, and they just get to look at the pretty finished project and go, good job, Mom, and don't have to listen to all the details that they do not care about. So, all right, ladies and men, there's a few men. Tschüss!